My earliest memories of Courtney are when she was very, very little until she was about 6 or 7. Believe it or not, you'd never know it looking at her now. She had hair down to the middle of her back that was bright blonde hair.
And when she was born, it was, of course, that was at a time when we didn't know. They didn't tell you the sex of the baby. So when she was born, we called her a boy for about at least a month, because we just couldn't believe that we had a girl. She turned out to be a blonde-haired, blue-eyed cutie. When she was in elementary school, Courtney was chosen to be Annie Oakley, and she sang this little song. And here's this place, all this gymnasium packed with people. And here she comes up. She steps up to the microphone, and she sang that song so perfectly, so on pitch. I thought, this is a kid that really has talent. But she's her own person and has never been afraid to, some of the outfits that she would go out in. One of the things I remember when she was probably about 13, 14 years old, her brothers had been dyeing their hair different colors. They all the kids had an artsy bend to them, and so Courtney wanted to dye her hair, and so Mom took her out and found, I think she picked pink hair dye.
Her hair has been from natural blonde, it has been green, it has been purple, it has been gray, it has been black, it's been brown, which it kind of is now. It's been, did I say purple? You name the color, it's probably been that color. I always told people early on that she had the voice of an angel, and still does. And I remember when she joined the youth choir in Helena, and she won a scholarship in school to get voice lessons for free, and we discovered she really could sing. And then into high school, where we discovered that she loved theater too. And
she is quirky, as her license plate says. She doesn't want to be a conformist, and yet she's a conservative, so that's kind of an interesting mix. She was comfortable in her own skin.
She is oh so talented in so many ways, and just when she puts her mind to something, she really goes the extra mile to get it done and done right. Such a good-hearted young woman that she turned out to be. It's hard to believe she's 24 and getting married, because she's still my little girl.
I remember the first time that I saw Taylor at birth. He was wide awake. He had these huge eyes that he was looking all around the delivery room, and he was just so alert.
From the day we brought Taylor home from the hospital, I think he was a performer. he was grabbing for a microphone at 1 and 2 years old, and wherever he was, Taylor had fun being on stage.
He was a people baby. He loved people. He would go to almost anyone, and which was a little unnerving as a mother, thinking anybody could have just walk away with him because he was just so content and happy to be with people. He was about 18 months old. We gave him a guitar, and he loved that little guitar and just play with it a lot. And it was the only toy that he would ever ask to be put up. He didn't want anyone else to hurt it or break it or play with it. And that was interesting because, as we all know, he learned to love music and play the guitar. He loved sports right off. We started when he was in kindergarten with soccer. His Uncle Ralph had talked a lot about soccer, so I put him in, and he loved soccer and became good at soccer. and he played baseball. We played basketball. He went into cross country, which was fun for me since I had done that, and got to see him run. And he was a graceful runner. It was fun to see him do those things.
Taylor was a kid who did things his way, but who was a leader. Taylor was willing to experiment, and certainly willing to do things that were different, even though they would embarrass his dad sometimes. He just has a God-given confidence that allows him to just trust in God and move forward. There was a time when he was in a play, and he was in elementary school in children's theater workshop. He was playing Pharaoh's son, and a piece of scenery fell on him while he was singing, and he just kept doing his song. That's Taylor. He just keeps rocking along. And he's used those skills to bless people, whether it's making documentary film for Wishing Well, or preaching and teaching, even being willing to speak with his old dad every now and then. Taylor has been a joy and has been a delight. He's a bright kid and a wordsmith, and to see his writing and his speaking just continue to develop, but mostly to see his love for God and his faithfulness in that is such a blessing.
I remember the first time that Taylor went to camp with Austin. Then it was just leaving them there. It was scary to leave these little 7.5-year-old guys in their teepee with this counselor that didn't seem like he was old enough to take care of them. And just wondering every day about what they were doing, and then going to pick them up and seeing the boys run down the hill, and they were in the exact same clothes we'd left them in. Taylor was, and he was filthy, but he'd had a blast. He smelled when we got him in the car, and he had really not used one thing in his bag.
Taylor just loves people, and he is a loyal friend. He's got some relationships that have blessed his life all the way along, and we're certainly thankful for those.
He was just a fun kid. We just enjoyed him. He loved words, and he loved to talk, and he loved to sing. He's been a joy, absolute joy.
I love the way Taylor has grown close to his brothers, and the three of them playing Super Smash Brothers and enjoying time together. Taylor's been a mentor and a model and a leader in that group.
I think Taylor's always heard a different beat to a drum than other kids. He kind of has always done his own thing. However, that was to come out. He didn't seem to mind if he was different or did things differently from others. That was okay with him.
It has been a blessing to have Taylor in my life. And it's been wonderful to see he and Courtney fall in love and grow in their relationship and place God at the center of their relationship.
What I wish for Courtney is a life that is fulfilled, that is content, that can be happy with the littlest things. That's what I would wish.
My wish and prayer and hope for Taylor and Courtney is that they have a strong marriage, a godly marriage centered around God and the church, and that they can grow together and love one another and just be a great example and mentor others around them as they journey this life, and that they just have a wonderful ride together.
My wish for Courtney is to have the happiest marriage and life from here on out that she possibly can have.
My wish for Taylor and Courtney is that they would just enjoy what God has given them, and that they'd go after their dreams. And whatever it is that God takes them, wherever He takes them to, I'm confident that they'll be blessed. My wish is they enjoy that together in love for many, many years to come. We love you both.